Hello, everybody. Welcome to the final part of this agonizing Let's Play of Alleyway. I am your host and gamer, DaveyGB, and we are on the second last stage of Alleyway, which is an Arkanoid slash Breakout ripoff, which isn't really saying much because those games were released innovative at the time. This game is not. Actually, except for the level 22, 23, and 24. Like, these stages are actually difficult. These stages are actually, you actually have to pay attention in these stages. You can't just go blindly in like you do in stage 1 to 21 and not give two flying fig noons about the game. Uh, it's like they bore you to death with stage 1 to 21, and these last stages they decide to make, like, crank up the difficulty level from like a 1 to 7 out of 10, and it's really good. I'm thinking to myself, why couldn't the rest of the game be like this? If the rest of the game was like this, I wouldn't be like angry or upset about it at all, and I would actually be in love with this game. But you know what though? Like, these three stages, like, right now, like, I don't hate the game as much as I did in video 1 and 2 and parts of 3 uh on the commentary, because you know what though? These three stages make up for it. I'm not joking. Like, these two stages make up for it. Like, I'm actually amazed by stage 23. Wait till we get to stage 24. That's when the fun actually really starts. And it's just so difficult that you actually have to pay attention, and like, you actually gotta like hold your breath in some parts. I'm sorry if I'm not actually speaking. Like, I find that even though the sound is turned off, I find it hard just to talk all the way through the video. And I want to say this, though, even though the sound is turned off in the majority of the gameplay here, I left the music in. I left the sound effects in for the first video or two, and I turned off the sound effects in the rest of the videos. But I did a quick little snippet of zero point 0.4 seconds so that you guys can hear the full audio of the congratulations, you played well screen. And it is by far, like, it is the biggest letdown in the game, I think. Wow, you just popped that ball right out. That's what she said. Uh, it's to me personally, that it's like a letdown. It just, I don't know. Maybe they were rushed, and maybe they didn't have enough time to put into the game, or maybe they were just lazy, or maybe they just didn't care. But I'm figuring that they were rushed. But it's, oh my goodness, it is just bad. But I left the music in there for you guys so you guys can hear it. So, oh, sweet. Stage 24, you guys. Last stage. Oh, this looks exactly like the same one, but is it? I don't think so. I believe every time the ball hits your panel, it moves the board down. So the more times, like, you don't hit anything, you just hits your paddle, I believe that's when it goes down. But I don't know though. That's just a theory of mine. Now you see how high it is, so the actual board gets cut out. It's like right under the stage, the word stage, and that kind of that really irks me because like like it could have been like Space Invaders almost, where like it gets down to like the last brim of like till it actually hits you, and that's the end of that, right? Then you die. But no, they just cut it out right there, and it feels like there's no accomplishment whatsoever for it. So I died there, and I had to restart the game all the way over. I'm actually surprised I never actually got really drunk while playing this game. I think if I would have got really drunk, it would have taken me twice as long to actually beat this game. I'm not an advocate for getting drunk and playing video games, but whenever I get into a mess, having to deal with like a really bad game like this, it just really irks me to the point where I want to drink. It's like I've never got drunk before. I rarely drink, but I think the last game I drank and I failed on was 25 to Life, the original Xbox game, where you could play as a cop or a criminal, and like halfway through the game you'd be a criminal, then halfway through you'd be a cop. There's like some like Mexican girl in there too who's also like I think she's a dirty cop. Uh, I'm not really sure. It's a really shitty game. I remember one time I I actually pawned it off and I got like $10 for it. And it was like the worst review. Like it had like all these horrible reviews. And I remember like I went to like Best Buy and like all the game was like instantly a like $20 game like during the summer. And I was like, wow, man. And I thought that was a bad game. That game's like a Mona Lisa compared to this game. But that's the one thing though that bothers me though about like WiiWare. Like, don't get me wrong, I love WiiWare. Like, I'm a huge Nintendo fan and a 360 fan. I'm not a PS3 fan at all. But what really irks me though is that you cannot download Game Boy games or even like Game Boy games on WiiWare, or even Virtual Boy games. I know that was a virtual reality system from Nintendo that only lasted like 8 months, but you could like there are emulators for it. Like why can't they just like emulate like Game Boy or like Virtual Boy? Like I think they would make a lot of money off like the fact that they have Game Boy games on WiiWare, even Virtual Boy. Like I bet you they can make some serious coinage on both those systems. Like I think WiiWare needs to update itself to have like Game Boy games or Virtual Boy games. Now, I haven't been on WiiWare for like a few months, but like that's just my personal opinion though. Like I feel like they actually need to do that, and I know they're not going to do it until probably like a few years from now. But like they should honestly they should. Like I think I think Game Boy, Virtual Boy, and even I'm even going to go on a limb. I don't like the Game Gear. I think the Game Gear is like inferior to like Game Boy. But like I think the Game Gear needs to be on like WiiWare too, like the virtual console thing too, because even the Sonic games were like pretty much just were pretty much ports of the Sega Master System Sonic the Hedgehog games, and I got those games on my Wii, and that goes without saying though. But I rather I rather I honestly rather be I rather play Alleyway than being a Sonic the Hedgehog fan. And I honestly mean that though, because you notice honestly that a lot of the furries and a lot of the crazy stupid people on YouTube and the furries are all Sonic the Hedgehog fans. Like they're not TMNT fans. They're not like they're like I don't get it. Like they're not fans of like of TMNT or anything like that with other animals, but like they are with Sonic the Hedgehog, and there are a lot of crazy Sonic the Hedgehog fans on YouTube. But that's just me. That's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. Um, take it as consideration. But I'd rather play Alleyway than any Sonic the Hedgehog game, or be a Sega fan or a Sonic the Hedgehog fan. But I will say this though, one of the best Game Gear games ever, in my opinion, has to be Tailspin. I thought Tailspin was an amazing Game Gear game. Oh, am I gonna make it? Oh God, I'm so close. I'm so close. Thank you, Lord, baby Jesus. Thank you. Right now, though, in this video, I was holding my breath and I was shaking. My legs were shaking because it was either get those 3 blocks, get a game over, and have to restart the whole game again. And there's even I oh my God, I'm so happy. There's even a bonus stage, but after this bonus stage, you're gonna hear the music for the "Thank you for playing" screen, and then the game recycles itself, and you get to restart from the game from stage 1. I'm not joking. It's like Super Mario Land or Tetris almost. It's like where you beat the game, but you get to replay the game from where you beat the game, and it's exactly like that. And it's nothing to write home about. It's awful. On right after when I got this screen, I stopped. I took a. I was happy. I was so happy. In the original video, you can hear me screaming, "Oh my fucking God!" But yeah, here's the video. Enjoy. Seriously, what was that? What was that? That is garbage. That's just my opinion, though. Don't take it as anything else. It's just my opinion. And then the game recycles itself from and this, as you guys all know, this is stage 1, and it's the same thing as stage 1, pretty much. You can even see the row of blocks in the back protecting you, so you don't like turn into half a paddle, and it just keeps going from there. And now it's stage 25. And here I decided to go up to try to go up to not to go up to 10,000, but I was just so tired. I was like, I just wanted to do this level just to show you guys that the game recycles itself. It still goes up though with the stages. The stages like they still count every stage that you do as like it just keeps counting them. It doesn't reset itself, but it's obviously resets itself stage design wise because it only has 24 stages. But I guess it can't like give you any other options, so it just resets itself like that. So, anyways, that is Alleyway. Billy MC requested this game. I do apologize if I offended anybody in my earlier videos. I do apologize. I wasted a Saturday playing this entire game. I'm not a fan of it. I do apologize if you're a fan of it. That's good for you. That's good. I'm DaveyGB signing off. Don't forget to subscribe. If you have a game suggestion, please give it to me. I would love to play it. Thank you. Good night.